tradition, passed down from generation to generation to generation. Family, brought together by every sprint, every drill, and every practice. Team, hundreds of hours spent in the gym, early mornings in the summer, late nights in the winter, falling short year after year in the sub-state championship. Seasons left unfinished.
Try me, boy. I be with my squad. Catching bodies, boy. Yo, we too deep. Talking crazy. That'll get your murk. Coming down the hill where we real and we getting turned. Turn up. Hit the field and we shut them down. Turn up. Turn this valley to a body town. Everybody going nuts. Yeah, we hitting hard and it's showing up. Offense and boys, they going crazy. And the defense turning up. 300. Now we just ain't got no chill. You know we for real. We turn it when we hit the field. Everybody with us is real. And they going crazy like soon as we run down the hill. That's all you gonna hear when we knocking you out.
Welcome back to the shed. It is such a pleasure to be with you this evening. I am Lucas Roth, joined alongside by my two brothers. Why don't you fellas introduce yourselves?
Well, I'm Elijah Roth, just my first few games on the stream, so I'm just getting back into the swing of things, and over to the other one.
And I'm Ben Roth here tonight, and we're really excited to be, Lucas and I especially, back in the broadcasting booth, getting to mentor Eli a little bit.
Oh yeah, and it looks like we're going to have quite the set of games for you guys tonight as the Hesston Swathers take on the Sunrise Christian Academy Buffaloes. Now everybody knows Sunrise Christian, they have quite the reputation when it comes to basketball, but as do your Hesston Swathers, so we are in for quite the interesting night of basketball. We will start first with the Lady Swathers and the Lady Buffaloes. The Lady Swathers are 4-1 on the season. Their only loss coming at Southeast of Saline, who's currently ranked 3rd in the state, so not too bad of a loss if you ask me. Other than that, they're 4-0. Sunrise Christian, on the other hand, they are 4-4, but their only loss in Kansas came to the Haven Wildcats. So, other than that, you know, I don't have much of the scouting report. There weren't really any stats online for either of the teams, so, but they both should be a really good game based just on reading on scores and stuff. You know, Sunrise Christian does a lot of traveling, so they get a lot of different looks, different feels, so, you know, they can pretty much know what's going to be thrown at them at all times, but it should be an interesting one. So we'll be back in a few minutes with starting lineups and for the tip-off. So for our starting lineups tonight, for the Buffaloes, we have 5'5" senior, number 10, Caitlin Edwards, 5'6" junior, number 11, Claire Ferguson, 5'10" sophomore, number 13, Neela Charnick, 5'10" sophomore, Sandra Hraka, number 32, and lastly, 5'9" senior, number 33, Kelsey Kinneber. And for your lady Swathers, your starters will be number 13, Jillian Leas, senior, number 15, sophomore, Abby Proctor, number 3, sophomore, Kendall Brugan, number 34, senior, Carly Bartel, and number 31, Anna Humphreys. The tip goes to the Swathers, straight to Anna Humphreys, layup up, no good. Boarded by Abby Proctor, she goes up, also no good. The board brought down by Kendall Brugan, and there will be a jump ball. Quick out of the gate for the Swathers.
It's a promising start there for the Swathers, getting in transition right away.
And it will be Ferguson to bring the ball up for the Buffaloes. She works it right to Edwards. Edwards swings all the way back around to Ferguson. Ferguson into Kinneber. Kinneber swings it around to Edwards. Edwards back to Kinneber. To Charnick. Charnick on the drive. Right-hand scoop shot is good. Pretty shot there by Charnick, and the Buffaloes take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, wonderful drive to the hoop there. Made it look really easy. Same there with Kendall Brugan, just blew right past her for the nice, easy land.
Yeah, one of Roger Trimel's cardinal sins right there. No blow-bys. It'll now be the Buffaloes on the offensive. It's with Charnick. She swings it over to Raka. Raka back up top to Edwards. Edwards is going to work right against Humphreys. Kick out to the corner to Charnick. Couldn't handle it. Back to Ferguson and to Edwards now in the corner. Takes a few dribbles, crossover, tries to work baseline against Humphreys. No go there. Great defense by Humphreys, and it stays back in the corner with Raka. She's going to dribble left, works around Bartel, shot up, and there's going to be a charge taken by Abby Proctor under the hoop for the Swathers.
It's a great job by the Lady Swathers, just getting in their grill and not letting them get past into the rim right there.
Yeah, great help defense there, as we call it. Just got beat to the inside, and she was waiting there in the post to take the charge. She'll now be Proctor with the ball. The wing to Humphreys. A few dribble moves, and Leas works back in against Ferguson. Great backdoor cut by Proctor, and the layup is good. Good find there by Leas, and the bucket by Proctor. It will now be Raka up top to Kinneber. Kinneber, crossover dribble, works right. Oh, might have got away with an extra step there. Oh, great pump fake by Ferguson. Her layup up, and one, good.
Might have been a foul on both people right there. Kendall Brugan over the top, and the blocking foul.
Looks like they're going to get the block on Humphreys. It will be her first, but great play there by Ferguson. Great pump fake there, got her in the air, and just a rip-through drive, easy layup, and with the bonus.
Yeah, she did a great job getting downhill there. And really just had no care for who was in her way. She was getting to the hoop no matter what.
Just not quite there in time for Humphreys, as the free throw is no good, and it will be Humphreys on the other end. She gives it off to Brugan. She's going to drive right. Her scoop layup up and good. Another blow-by allowed by the Buffaloes defense, and Brugan has an early 4, and the Swathers take a 6-4 lead.
Swathers will look to lean on Kendall Brugan, as she's been scoring a lot recently in her past few games here.
It will now be with Kinneber as she drives right. She decides to pull it back out and swing back around to Edwards. Kayla Edwards now looks for the entry pass. Wasn't there, had 2 different Buffaloes that could have got it, but it is kicked out of bounds.
That was a really good look there. She had it, just couldn't quite squeeze it through the window there. Typically, that's the type of window you see like Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes put a ball through. But definitely a really good look and not too much of a costly turnover there.
So it will be the Swathers basketball. Looks like they're going to run a set play here. Casey Mason has entered the game. It'll be a 3-pointer by Brugan. No good, but great board by Proctor. Kick back out to Brugan. She's going to drive. Kicks to Kaiser in the short corner. Her shot is no good, and looks like it will be off of the Buffaloes and will stay here with the Swathers. But good offense there.
Swathers doing a great job of getting offensive rebounds down here in their own territory. Just barely missing shots, but being able to capitalize.
Yeah, and a good drive there by Kendall Brugan.
Oh, wow.
She was wide open there, just missed it, and it'll probably end up being a jump ball here.
Yep.
But on that play before, Brugan did a great job of getting to the rim like she had been she created that help, and then that opened up Sydney Kaiser for the basket and just couldn't quite finish there.
It will be Humphreys to inbound, looking for someone, anyone. Goes up over top to Proctor, and looks like she's going to get a few screens. She's coming hot off those screens, and it looks like Proctor just missed her, and it's stolen by Sandra Rocca, and it will be Edwards flying down the other way. Pass into Sharnick. Her short corner jumper is good. Nice and pure there from the sophomore.
Good transition there by the Buffaloes.
Kaiser in the post, out to Bergen. Proctor, 3-ball is just off the mark, a little bit long, and we got our third jump ball of the game right there, folks.
Yeah, great play there by the Swathers, not giving up, worked the jump ball there, and it's practically a turnover when you think about it because Sharnick had it in her hands, but two Swathers decided to grab it, and it ends up flipping the arrow even though Sunrise Christian already had the ball. It's a great heads-up play there by the Swathers.
Could be huge later down the road and a momentum shifter as well.
Exactly. It's Kinnenberg now.
Good game on our hands right here, folks.
Oh, yeah.
6-6. Great start.
It's going to be now with Edwards working against Humphreys, up top to Ferguson. She's passing wing to Charnick into Edwards. Edwards looking in. She's going to drive baseline, looking for a wraparound pass, and they're going to say it hit the baseline, and it will be Swather basketball as Leis will re-enter the game for Proctor. Both teams so far, been able to find a little bit of success on the offensive end, but not a lot of shots from outside of about 5 feet of the basket. So, maybe a little bit when the defense has been playing good, the offense hasn't been doing well, but it looks like it could shape up to be a really good one.
Skip pass, nice skip pass there.
Kaiser in short corner, out to Leis, back to Kaiser, into Humphreys, great post entry. Got it poked away there, but Swathers got it back. Bergen around the edge, another dribble drive. Oh.
Pretty move with the up and under with the right hand there, just bumped her before the shot, so it will be a baseline inbound for the Swathers.
I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of that tonight. Kendall Bergen seems to want to get all the way to the rim, and we'll continue to see her put in easy layups like that one. She just got bumped, but also be able to dish to her teammates.
And it just seems like the help defense is always just a split second too late for the Buffaloes. Like they just aren't quite expecting it, and something that's got to change as the game goes on.
Right back to Bergen, looking to go back in. Bergen again, screen by Julian Leis. She does not want the screen. Into the post. They cannot stop her by the basket right now.
Maybe that's a come down the road when you're going to have an automatic double every time she touches the ball. I mean, she's got as many points as your whole team.
I think we got a little bit of a push there coming down when Casey Mason couldn't. Officials just didn't call it.
Great job of slowing it down there by Kendall Bergen. Humphreys on the far side. Leis at the top of the key, down to Proctor.
Ooh,
great pass.
That was Casey Mason.
Casey Mason.
It's a good pin, too. Wide open, she'll go to line, shoot 2 shots.
Almost made that in one shot.
First free throw is up and good for Casey Mason. Her first points of the basketball game brings the score to 9-6, and there will be a 30-second timeout taken by Hesston. I didn't see who called it.
Sunrise called it.
And here for an ad break with you guys, Hesston Pharmacy. Hey, Swather fans, thanks for choosing Hesston Pharmacy. When you support your locally owned and operated pharmacy, you make it possible for us to pass it on to the Hesston kids with ads like this. Thank you, and go Swathers.
Do love the Hesston Pharmacy. Big fan of the Keekers. They came through this program. It was always a good time, but so far Swathers with the 9-6 early lead here with just under 3 minutes to go in this first period. What's your guys' thoughts so far?
Well, I'm thinking it's been a good game so far. I would like to see a little bit more defense on each end, especially on the Sunrise end. Just not letting Kendall Bergen get all the way to the rack every single time.
That seems to be the key. The team that can keep the other team out of the lane tonight and can really control the paint is going to be the one that's going to end up victorious.
Forcing outside shots is something that it's going to be a big key in this, because so far we have not had a shot made from outside of about 9 feet from the basket. So
short corners, the furthest one we've had out.
See how that shapes out.
Swathers in a little bit of a zone trap here. It looks like a little 1-3-1.
Yeah. So it'll be
There you go,
Ferguson
first
into the
one.
corner to Charnick, and it is no good.
First
And
attempted 3 of the game.
the Swathers are going the other way. Bartel wide open underneath. Kaiser missed her, but now the turnaround hook shot, no good, and boarded by Ferguson. And here go the Buffaloes the other direction. Ferguson's gonna push it. She's looking to drive the lane. Kick out to Charnick, kick out to Edwards. Her three-pointer, no good, off the heel, but an offensive rebound by the Buffaloes. That'd be number 2, Sadie Nelson. And now it's kick out to Charnick. Her three-pointer this time, no good, off the side heel, and Proctor with the board. She's looking to push it. And looks like the Swathers are gonna slow it down and start a play.
And just like we talked about controlling the paint, and Sunrise jacks up 3 straight three-pointers, none of which were able to fall.
Swather still continuing to drive, but Edwards, great D. What a spin by Bartel. The pass just got tipped on the way and knocked out of bounds.
Really good pick and roll there. It was wide open. Just couldn't quite get the pass in there.
Edwards with the ball.
Ferguson.
Ferguson with the ball at the top of the key.
It's Kinnenberg. Back to Ferguson. Ferguson's gonna dribble right. Looking into Nelson. Nelson, few dribbles. Kick out to Kinnenberg. Her three-pointer, bang! That is a pretty play there by the Sunrise Christian Buffaloes to cut the lead to 10-9.
First three-pointer of the game right there. Just look for that to be a threat. Kinnenberg loves to shoot that 3 ball. 4 on the last possession or 2, so look for that to be a factor. She's starting to find her stroke. Laius with the screen. Out to Kaiser.
Ooh, good steal.
What a steal
Good
by
steal.
Edwards. She's going the other
Kaiser.
way. Layup, no good. That's one that you gotta have there. Even if you gotta take your time and work the pump fake and then go up with it, it's a big layup. Good break for the Swathers.
Humphries with the ball. Drives left. Bartel with the screen. Great roll.
Wide open.
Wide open.
Finally had it
Bang. What a layup. What a play by the Swathers.
That's just like you draw it up. Great screen there by Bartel, and the turn and seal, and she was wide open for the layup. Kinnenberg's
Kinnenberg.
3, bang!
She's
Hits it
starting to find her
again.
stroke down there.
Back-to-back threes for the senior Kelsey Kinnenberg, and the game is all tied up.
Looks like the Swathers are hold for the last shot here as we got about 20 seconds left here in the quarter.
Humphries working it up top with 15.
Proctor with it. Now to Bartel. Looking inside. Can't find anything. Kaiser will pop out. 7 seconds to go. Humphries down to Bartel. Looks to work. Just lost the ball there on the maybe tie ball game at the end of the first quarter, folks.
Good defense there by Sunrise. Kind of force a little bit of a tough pass and then a turnover as well.
Yeah, honestly, just great play. Great play design. Looked like they were just looking for that post entry. Bartel, obvious height advantage, but that's just how it works.
We'd like to thank all of our SSN sponsors that have supported us this year. We've been able to enroll more students in our programs and continue to create quality content, largely because of your support. From all of us at Swather Sports Network, thank you. GLC Real Estate Services Incorporated, your only hometown real estate agency, is a proud sponsor of the Hesston Swathers. Call the GLC team for all your real estate needs. 620-327-3100 or find us at www.glcrealestate.com or on Facebook. Central Kansas Counseling, serving individuals, couples, families, and kids throughout the region. Central Kansas Counseling walks alongside you in your pursuit of living a more healthy, courageous, and authentic life. Call us now to get started.
So a good first quarter of action there. You know, the SWAT looks like it picked up a little bit as we got towards the end. You know, we were, harping on the long-range shot as it just really wasn't there for the first little bit of the quarter. But then Kinnenberg knocking down back-to-back triples from the right corner right before the quarter ended to tie the game up. So it looks like we're going to have a good one as she leads. She's tied with Kendall Brueggen to lead all scorers with 6. And so it will be Swather basketball.
Yeah, Swathers are really going to have to close out on her. After making those 2 threes, same exact spot, look for her to continue to shoot, and she has the hot hand.
Proctor at the top, over to Bartel.
Little set play here coming out of the timeout.
Oh, she
Laius
was
with it at the top
open.
of the key to Humphries. Looked the shot, got a good pump fake and a great drive she'll get to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Just split right between the two defenders. They couldn't pick which one wanted to take the charge, and it ended up being neither of them. Got a block, and that one will go on Nelson. Just her first personal, but Humphreys will go to the line to shoot 2.
That was a great pump fake on the perimeter to get the defense to be in the air and to just drive right past her.
And nothing was stopping her. She was getting all the way to the rim no matter what.
Ferguson got up, though. That shot was 100% getting blocked if she shot it. But Humphreys makes 1 of 2 and pushes the Swather lead to 13-12.
Kenneber with it at the top of the key. Over to Edwards, to Ferguson. Ferguson being guarded tightly by Kendall Bruggen. Ferguson to
Moore with the Euro step, and the shot is no good. And it will be boarded by Leis.
They stay here. Swathers look to push. Good stop there by Sunrise as they were a little bit out of position. Swathers might have got an easy bucket on that.
Humphreys with it at the top of the key. Calling the set play. Over to Bruggen. Doesn't take the screen. Back to the basket. A reverse layup off the side of the backboard. She got a little bit too far down the baseline before she shot that ball.
I mean, good drive, right idea, just maybe a little bit too much of a forced shot there for my liking. You know, it's been there all night, but, you know, like I said, what happened, the double team ended up coming, and that is a little bit of a rough foul there by Edwards. Foul count is currently 5-1, so look for that to be a factor in not only this quarter, but in the game as a whole.
We don't have anybody in foul trouble yet, so we're doing okay. Ball was tipped, therefore not an over and back.
Proctor with it at the top of the key, looking for Bruggen on the far wing. Screen by Carly Bartel to Leis. Out to Proctor, look to shoot.
Blow by.
Blow by right there.
Should have had that one.
That's a fortunate break there for the Buffaloes, and it'll be Ferguson on the break. She's got Kenneber, looking for the corner. Wasn't there, and they'll settle in.
Moore at the top of the key, looking to dribble drive. Blow by on Jalen Leis. Great job of getting on the floor by Abby Proctor, forcing that jump ball.
Yeah, it was a good drive there. Just fell for the quick jab step and ripped through. And then luckily the Swathers there, multiple defenders and help defense. And they were able to, you know, prevent the layup. But, you know, all's well that ends well.
Moore with it in the far corner. That pass looked like it got tipped. Bruggen with it in the break. It's going all the way.
There was nobody stopping her. Great play there by Kendall Bruggen. Just put her head down and got all the way to the basket. Ferguson not trying to pick up her second foul, and Bruggen has 8 and pushes the Swather lead to 3.
Moore wanted a foul there, down there on the other end. Just didn't get the nod, I guess, on that one.
Charnick with a good drive. Floater off the glass and in.
What a shot there by Charnick. Just took it right at Bruggen with the left hand, and then the floater up and off the glass. Just nice and easy.
Kaiser will pick up the foul on just hitting the arm a little bit too much right there. Free throw's a little long. Out of bounds off of Kenneber, Swather basketball. Leis to inbound. Looks like they're putting a little bit of pressure on Abby Proctor. Won't be a problem. Swathers get it in pretty easily. Proctor will bring it up. Bruggen on the wing. Out to Casey Mason. Screen for Abby Proctor. Kendall goes all the way through. Great job of cutting off screen.
Wow,
Bruggen
what a
back
drive.
to the rim. She loves to get to the rim, and that has been a fact the entire game.
Quite the problem, as she now has 10 points, close to a carry there by Sunrise Christian, but 10 points for Bruggen. They just cannot get anyone to step in front of her. Watch for more double teams to follow the rest of the game, as she is single-handedly just tearing apart this Buffalo defense.
And it seems like every single play that the Swathers run is designed to go through Bruggen. And yeah, they're just taking advantage of some defensive lapses.
That foul will be there on Leis. I believe that is her second. Team's third foul. Oh, no, just her first. So it'll be a beneath the basket inbounds for the Buffalo.
Edwards with it in the corner. Great crossover. Three was just a little bit too long, and Leas bit on the pump fake and went across the arms.
No, I wouldn't say bit on the pump fake. That was just wrong place, wrong time. You know, more just, you had the obvious height advantage there, 3 to 4 inches, arms just a little longer, grabbed the board, and Leas was just wrong place, wrong time, picked up her second in nearly as many seconds. So she will come out as the Buffaloes are now 0 for 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And yeah, like you said, Leas was in a good position to get the rebound, but with such a long shot, not even hitting the rim at all, just really put her in a terrible position and really had nothing left to do but just a foul.
Yep, and a good foul it was, as Moore missed both free throws, and the rebound will fall out of bounds to the Swathers.
Mason on the inbound to Humphreys, as she will slowly bring it up and call the offense for the Swathers. Bartel will pop up and catch it on the perimeter.
Great defense being played by Moore there.
2 Swathers. Bergen going back to the rim. Great dish to Kaiser.
Oh, what a slip.
Slip by Carly Bartel. Way to fight for the ball on the ground. Just missed it there by Kaiser.
A little bit of that was definitely off of Anna Humphrey's knee there, but the ball will stay with the Swathers, and the Swathers will take a 30-second timeout. So we'll take an ad break with Pizza Man.
Rolling Wheels is a proud sponsor of the Swathers Sports Network. Since 2016, Rolling Wheels has been your local pre-owned car dealer, and we are proud to help many Swathers get in their first try. Call or text us at 620-869-9982. Go Swathers.
Yeah, that's where I got my first call.
That is true. It's good stuff. Yeah, I love coming on the broadcast and reading the ads and being like completely agreeing with all of them. Like the El Cerrito one that we would always have to read when we were in high school. Every time I'd be like, yes, like love El Cerrito. Shout out El Cerrito. I ate there back-to-back days, and you know, a fun fact, I've eaten the same thing there. I think we've calculated it out to around 150 to 200 times. I've eaten the exact same thing. I get a lot of flack for it when I go in. Fajita nachos, steak with no veggies, but it's very, very good. So if you want to try something, El Cerrito, it'll hit the spot every time.
Good elevator screen to get the ball into Humphreys right there. Back cut by Carly Bartel. What a floater right there in the lane.
She's been all over that tonight. The third or fourth wide open back cut there by Bartel.
Kenneber left open in the corner, and just she cannot miss right now.
I'll put her at 3 for 4, I believe, on the game. Absolutely reining it in.
Humphreys with it in the corner. Dribbles to the elbow. To Bartel on the wing. To Kaiser.
Yep.
Great drive. Just got bumped a little bit by Edwards.
I believe that'll be her second foul.
Yep. As Proctor will re-enter the game for Kaiser. And the Swathers just continue to get these shots just, 5-6 feet away from the basket, as Bergen was also open again on a backdoor cut, and Humphreys just couldn't find her. Watch the spin and steal there by Mason, and double dribble by Humphreys.
Picked it up, went, oh, not the right angle, tried to go again, and I guess that's not how the officials wanted to roll this evening.
I know, sometimes like you just, there's a little bit of a mental lapse there, and you're just like, oh, so dribble again, and you just hope that the referees have the same one. But
that's happened to me before. I don't think I got caught for it, but.
Or you go and you're like, oh crap, well, too late now.
It just happens.
Bergen with it, going back to the rim, and automatic down there, about 3 to 4 feet. Only missed one, I believe, and she's got 12 points for the Swathers. Same amount of points as her old number, as a matter of fact.
Appreciate that fun fact, Eli.
Oh, Casey Mason loses Kenneber in the corner.
That was Chernick from the corner, but now that is the 4th three-pointer made by Sunrise Christian. So exactly what we said they had to do, they have done, as Bartel takes a shot from the short corner.
Great rebound by Abby Proctor.
Spun the wrong way, got up underneath the hoop, and just shot it right up against the bottom.
Look for Bergen to...
the Euro.
Just could not connect.
And the Swathers now in transition.
Ferguson there would have been a lot better to just stick it and take the foul and just go
Abby
up
Proctor
through it.
fighting for the ball.
And it will be Abby Proctor underneath, and we're going to get a travel. Yeah.
Might have been a little bit of a jump ball there too, but they called the travel as she fell over.
And it will be Kaiser re-entering the game for the Swathers, as well as number 35, Ava McGill, the sophomore.
Ava McGill, first time playing on varsity this year, I believe. Looks like Kenneber in the corner, driving the top of the key. Gives it off to
Linwood.
Kenneber back in the corner. Dribble drive on Abby Proctor, great defense. And just threw it away, a little bit too tall.
Yeah, Linwood loses it out of bounds, and it will go back to the Swathers. Another one of those little bit of an unforced error there. But this game just continues to get better and better.
Yeah, it continues to stay close. Sunrise making those threes certainly helps.
You know, they're kind of at the point, though, where it's live and die by the three, and so you're just waiting for the point where it's, you know, no longer live, and so we'll see if they can keep up their relatively good shooting or if it'll come back and their lack of interior defense will come back and bite them.
Like the Live Golf Tour?
Yeah, something like that. They can play on the Masters now. What
Carly
a post
Bartel.
up.
Still inside, got away with a foul there inside. And it'll be Sunrise ball. Oh, there's
Wow,
travel.
that's travel.
Gotta call something.
And it'll be Ferguson on the other end to Kenneber in the quarter. Great steal by Nelson. Couldn't grab the ball, and it will be out of bounds to the Swathers.
Swathers got really lucky there. There was no backside help there. It was a great seal on the backside. Again, no backside help. If she makes a clean catch, that's a nice, easy lay-in.
Proctor with it, dribbling it up the court. To Humphreys on the far wing. Carly Bartel sealing down low. Up to Kaiser, over to Proctor. Great head fake. And almost connected down low, almost connected on the floater.
But Nelson steals the board away, and it's Kenneber up the other side.
Kenneber with it, over to Ferguson. Looking to drive on Abby Proctor right here. Over to Nelson. Ferguson with the seal, out to Kenneber.
Bang.
Left to wide open.
Inside out, wide open. Just one of those where they got the ball in the post of Ferguson. Three Swathers collapsed in, just an easy kick out. And Kenneber now 4 for 5 on the day, just continues to rain them down.
Sunrise has made their last 5 3-pointers from beyond the arc, I believe. Humphreys looking to drive all the way to the rim, just off the mark. Great board by Carly Bartel. That one's off the rim as well. She's still fighting, but off of her knee, and it's going to go to the Buffaloes.
And that was a good play there by Bartel. Good offensive board, up with the second try. You know, I thought she's been missed the last 2 possessions where they've had a dribble drive, and Bartel's defender leaves to help, and she just stands there open, but the boards fall into her both times, just couldn't quite capitalize.
Bergen back in for the Swathers.
3-pointer for Linwood, off the backboard, no good. As we got 7 seconds left, Bergen's gonna drive, crossover dribble. She's looking, she pulls up from 3, her shot, no good. Proctor on the inside, loose ball, and that will take us to the half.
What a great game we have so far, a 2-point battle. Sunrise just hitting those 3-pointers to end the half, giving them the 2-point lead to go into halftime.
Sunrise Christian, if you take out Charnick's 2-point and 1 that she got, their final 15 points of the half were on 3-pointers. 15 of their last 17 points of the half on 3-pointers. So we will see if they are able to keep that up in the second half. But Kenneber, her and Bruggen battling out for player of the first half, but in my opinion has to go to Kenneber, the team with the lead, keeping Sunrise Christian in. So we will just see how the second half shapes out.
Yeah, 14 points in the first half. Looking to see her score even more here in the second.
Should be a good one. We'll catch you back after the halftime here. I'm Lucas Roth alongside Eli and Ben Roth on the Swather Sports Network. We'll see you in the shed in a bit. And welcome back to the shed for some second half action. If you're just joining us, the Swathers are trailing 23-21. It was an interesting first half. Sunrise Christian scoring 15 of their last 17 points on threes, but the Swathers, every basket has been made from within the paint or right outside of it. So it's been the battle of pretty much two opposites. So here we start the second half, and it'll be Swather basketball.
Jillian Lace with the top of the key, over to Humphreys. Humphreys with the shot. Just short, looked really good from up here, but just fell off the rim. Edwards with the top of the key, looking to drive right. Backdoor cut by to Humphreys. Great deflection by Ferguson down there on the baseline.
It was a good cut there by Kenneber. She was open. The pass just was not quite there, but a great get back there by Ferguson. On the previous possession by the Swathers, it's a good shot by Humphreys, as us golfers like to say it. You picked the right line, you just didn't hit it hard enough, which is unfortunate. It leaves you wanting more, but she knows her mistake, and she'll fix it next time.
Or if you're like me, you never hit it in the right line.
Yeah, no, that just happens sometimes, though. It takes practice.
Bartel with it at the top of the key. Bruggen pops back up to her. Great pass down low. Abby Proctor with a missed layup, another missed layup, and she'll throw it out of bounds essentially on the rebound.
Great cut there by Abby Proctor. She was wide open, just couldn't quite convert on the first try and then the second try, and it'll go out of bounds off her to the Buffaloes.
Charnick with it in the corner, up to Edwards, to Haraka. Over to Kenneber, to Edwards, back to Kenneber, to Ferguson, right at the red line, to Charnick in the corner. She looks to drive baseline. Great help side by Abby Proctor, and a better box out by Carly Bartel on the baseline.
And Charnick just really seems to like that little floater there. Sorry, Ben.
Oh, you're good. It was all
Bergen back to the rim and puts another bucket in for the Swathers.
Oh, what a pass there by Ferguson to Haraka. Her basket is no good and boarded by Bruggen. The Swathers will be going the other direction.
Bergen with it. Over to Humphreys. Back out to Leas, to Bergen, who will set up the offense for the Swathers. Bergen drives to Leas back on the perimeter, to Proctor at the top of the key. She backs it out. Almost stolen there by Kenneber, out to Humphreys. Looked like that three was tipped, but I guess not. Bergen with a great offensive rebound, and Leas just not strong enough to come up with that one.
Yeah, Swathers did a good job moving the ball there, just turned the ball over. Hopefully they can limit those turnovers, as they've had a couple here to start the half.
And it looked like it just rolled off her hands wrong as Rocca gets the inside cut. Kick out to Ferguson, doesn't take the three. She's going to drive, layup, up and good. Great move there by Ferguson on the kick out there by Rocca. But as I was saying, for the Swathers, it looked like they got really good ball movement. Ball just ended up slipping. Bad turnover leads to points on the other end, and it is now a 2-point lead for Sunrise Christian.
Bergen looks to drive middle, off to Bartel, over to Abby Proctor. Great roll by Bartel, and just a little bit late by Proctor.
And once again there, Bartel with a great seal and a great roll. Just they haven't been able to find her on those in the right places. After a little bit, she's just got to speak up and tell them, hey, like, I'm open, like, give me the ball. I got a wide open layup every time.
Sunrise is just getting their hands in the passing lanes and making a struggle for the Swathers.
And it's really been there all night long. All night, and I don't anticipate it changing anytime soon. Hopefully the Swathers can capitalize on it here later in the game.
Another turnover there by the Swathers. Ferguson will bring it down the court. Great behind the back. Over to Kenneber. Back to Ferguson at the top of the key. Looks to drive right. Kicks out to her, something like that. Edwards, it's a three. Just in and out. And looks like we got a fight for the ball.
They got Kendall Bruggen there on the foul. She was kind of wrapped around her a little bit. It's going to be an easy call for the official just about every single time.
Timeout called by the Swathers as they want to talk over what's been going on in the early going of this third quarter. Hesston College, receive a minimum scholarship package of 65% of tuition, a discount of over $19,000 per year at Hesston College when you meet the following criteria. Graduate from a high school within 50 miles radius of Hesston College, live on campus, meet admission acceptance standards. With your discount, you are guaranteed to pay less than the average price of K-State, KU, and Wichita State. Hesston College, start here, go everywhere.
And the inbounds will go to Charnick. Her jump shot from the middle of the lane is up and good. And it will now be Proctor to bring it down the court. Proctor looking left and goes that way to Humphreys. Humphreys gets a screen, doesn't use it. Between the legs dribble, dribbling right. And now the pass goes inside to Bruggen. One dribble goes down low, and Casey Mason unable to corral it. And it will be Buffalo basketball.
Again, another really good job there by the Swathers of getting a steal. Eventually, I have a feeling eventually they're going to be able to figure it out, but they just keep turning the ball over. There's a good drive there, just missed it.
Humphreys with it at the top of the key. Abby Proctor dribbles middle out to Bruggen. She dribbles baseline all the way to the rack and good. Great drive by Kendall Bruggen on the right side.
Split two defenders, was a great drive. Nice little small Euro there, up and under. She got 14 now, and the Swathers are back within 2.
Edwards a little stuck at the top of the key. My bad, Ferguson, off to Edwards, back to Ferguson for the 3, just off the mark. And, oh, Edwards got wide open.
Wow.
That was a unfortunate miss. I've never seen one go off the rim like that.
And you see that is a point right there where if you watch that play, you know, there was nobody around Kendall Bruggen, so she didn't box anybody out. However, the ball did bounce towards her, but she didn't box anybody out, and Edwards was right there to knock the ball away. If she would have just boxed Edwards out, she had her at her back and was able to grab that rebound, but instead it ends up with the Buffaloes having a wide open layup. They couldn't convert, but that's just something small that, you know, just may have to change as the season goes on.
Callie Yoder checking in for the Swathers, the freshman, for her first playing time of the year on varsity. She gets open on the perimeter, dribble drive right. Oh, was gonna look for the jump shot in the middle of the lane. Just got bumped by Edwards there on the perimeter.
I believe that'll be the 3rd personal foul on Edwards.
Tough break for Sunrise right there. Humphreys with it, dribbling right. Looking to go to Bruggen on the far wing. She dribbles, crossover. Over to Bartel in the corner. Bruggen with a cut, just was not quite open enough for Carly Bartel to feel comfortable. Anna Humphreys looks to drive, passes to Bruggen. Wide open, likes the 3 ball, does not go in. Callie Yoder with the rebound under the basket.
Shortest player on the court by 2 or 3 inches at least, and she's the one that gets the board underneath the basket. Tough break there for the Buffalo.
Bruggen on a curl cut. Bang from the elbow. What a great job getting the ball to their playmaker and making her make the shot.
Bruggen now with 18 points on the basketball game.
And Rocca with the spot up 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. What a shot there by the Buffalo as they take a 3-point lead. And we're gonna travel on Humphreys. So a quick 3 and then a turnover on the Swathers, and now all the momentum shifts back to Sunrise Christian.
Just when you felt the Swathers might have a quick little turning point, they tied the game back up for the first time since late in the 2nd quarter, and then they make 2 costly mistakes.
Edwards with it at the top of the key. Over to Rocca. She feels the hot hand, shoots it again. A little bit short, might have got bumped. Bruggen looks to push. Great crossover. Was left, might have been a push off. Callie Yoder for 3, off the mark. And a push, I believe it's gonna be called on Casey Mason on the block, trying to get that rebound.
I mean, it was a good shot, too. She was open. Nice little in sync, in rhythm three-pointer. Just couldn't quite get it to fall, and it will just end up being Sunrise Christian's ball again. Just under 1:45 remaining in this third quarter. That's an automatic knockdown if you find Kenneber in the corner. That is a three-pointer for Sunrise Christian, and they get the largest lead from either team of the game at 6 as Kenneber registers her 15th point of the night.
17th point of the
17th point of the night.
Sunrise looking to lean on that three ball again. Now Humphreys dribbling left, looking to go to the middle of the lane. Great shot, tries to split the defenders. It just, ball pokes out, and then Mason with the cleanup, but gets fouled under the rim.
Looked like Casey Mason there got away with a little bit of a travel. She grabbed the ball underneath the hoop, looked to go up, had a defender there, kind of took 2 steps back, and then went up and got the foul. Thankfully, the official probably wasn't looking at her feet, and more looking at where the ball was, and now she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, you usually don't end up looking at the feet when there's 2 people and 2 people on either side. You're just looking for the contact. But she misses the first free throw.
Free throws have not been a strong point for either team in this game. I couldn't tell you what their percentages are, but I know that they're both definitely under 50%.
Second one is no good as well, and she fights for the board and does not get it, and it will go to the Buffalo.
Kenneber with it at the top of the key, picks up her dribble, rookie mistake. Edwards, Rocca, great
what a
drive, and finish at the rim.
An 8-0 run for the Buffalo, and suddenly this game is getting a little bit out of hand. Swather is really in need of a bucket here.
Bergen looks to drive, gets it down there again. Might have caused a bump, and Leas cannot come up with it on the far baseline.
In that instance, this is where the Swathers need to just take a deep breath, calm down, and set something up. You got to get a good shot, got to chip into the lead just a little bit before the end of the third quarter. Bergen tried to do it a little bit all by herself, had Mason open, but the help came over and forced a nice turnover.
Charnick with the drive and wasn't quite there, so it'll be swung around with Kenneber.
Ferguson atop the key over to Rocca. Great back cut by Kenneber. Just cannot come up with it, and Callie Yoder will look to push in transition. Slows it down. Might have lost the ball, but she regained it.
Good break.
Humphreys with it.
18 seconds left on the clock, now down to 15 for the Swathers.
Humphreys dribbling left. Finds Carly Bartel, who goes to the perimeter. Wide open Jillian Leas. Don't know why that ball wasn't thrown. Abby Proctor will go towards the rim, and just off the hands of Carly Bartel on the great back cut. Ferguson looks to get a good shot before the quarter. Off the rim. Just off the mark for Ferguson there at the end of the quarter. And the Sunrise Buffaloes will go up 8 at the quarter.
Yeah, it was a great quarter there for the Buffalo. You know, just 2 3-pointers. Swathers came back and tied it up at 27s. And then after that, the 8-0 run there, a 3 and a bucket by Rocca, and it's going to be an interesting fourth quarter. The Swathers really need to limit the turnovers and get back into their bread and butter of just getting it inside and trying to work it in.
They doubled the Swathers' score in that third quarter, 12-6. Look for the Swathers to bounce back here in the fourth quarter. The Bradbury Group is a proud supporter of the Hesston High School Athletics. Bradbury is a family-owned custom equipment manufacturer headquartered in Mountain Ridge. They are currently hiring for entry-level and advanced manufacturing careers. Bradbury's family environment, variety and changing work, opportunities to advance, and great benefits are unmatched. To learn more, visit bradburygroup.com.
Should be an interesting fourth quarter. What do you guys think is the key for the Swathers to be able to get back into this game here in the fourth quarter?
I think the biggest key is getting a hand up on a three-point shooter. We talked about it earlier about getting into the paint, but the Buffaloes definitely proved that they're willing and can make the outside shot. The Swathers just got to try to challenge that shot, make them post you up and beat you inside. But right now they're just kicking the Swathers' butt from beyond the arc.
For sure.
I think the Swathers need to look to not turn it over as much on the offensive end and maybe capitalize a little bit on those back cuts.
And I will say one thing that will come into consideration, Sunrise Christian has not made a free throw yet. I believe they are 0 for 6. So as we get closer and closer to the end of this game, that could become a bigger and bigger factor.
Abby Proctor traveled twice, but she got away with the first one and then just moved her foot a little bit too much.
Good defense there by Edwards.
Yeah, really good play. Just noticing that Proctor kind of wasn't paying attention, was just ready to just turn and run. She just kind of stood there. Proctor not trying to get the charge, ends up walking instead.
Bergen almost with the save on the far side after poking it away from Ferguson. Rocca to inbound to Ferguson. Bergen just containing her at the top of the key.
Oh, she had Edwards wide open. Just some confusion there by the Swathers. Had her on a back cut. She ended in the middle of the lane and just airmailed her there. Looked like a pass Trubisky would throw, and it just ends up sailing out of bounds, and it will be Swather basketball. It's Proctor now at the top, working against Edwards. Gives out to Bruggen. Proctor wide open. Ball's tipped, and will stay with the Swathers. Lucky break there. But had the right idea, just the pass, you gotta give that one more of like a hook shot pass kind of feel in my opinion. A little bit too much of a straight pass, just wasn't quite there. So it'll be Humphreys to inbound it.
To Bruggen, looks to go all the way around, poked by Edwards. Proctor at the top of the key, looking for anything. Bartel at the top of the key, Proctor around Bartel to get the ball. Jillian Leas over to Humphreys. Abby Proctor on the far side, dribbles right, looks to go to the basket, crossover left, back to the middle of the lane.
What a
Bartel's got
seal.
a seal on the much smaller defender. Swathers just didn't see it.
She's calling for the ball. She's calling for the ISO to her inside. She's asking
She's
for
got
it.
Kenneber with great help defense there towards the end, right when she was gonna get the ball. Bruggen, Ferguson with it, looks to drive right. Great help defense by Abby Proctor right there. Charnick up to Rocca. Rocca with the great drive left, over to Edwards in the corner.
Bang.
Bang. The Sunrise Christian has been on fire from three-pointer in the past 3 quarters. These Swathers are now down 11 points after only being down 2 at halftime.
After starting 0 for 3 from 3, I believe
They've only
that
missed-
Sunrise has missed 1 or 2 threes since that point, and they've thrown in about 5 or 6 since then as well.
Anna Humphreys with the Swathers'
Ooh, good
first
block.
basket. Oh, that's shoe entanglement there as Humphreys takes it all the way in, can't get it. Bruggen's jump hook is good. And the Swathers with 4 quick points to cut the lead down to 7.
2 straight jump hooks by the Swathers, one by Humphreys, one by Bruggen. Now Swathers looks to play some tight defense. Did not close out on the shooter. We got a little bit lucky that they missed after they've been pretty hot from back there. Now Humphreys will slow it up at the top of the key. Over to Proctor, over to Bruggen. Has a little bit of space, decides to shoot, and just a little bit too long there from the sophomore.
Swathers still 0 for everything from downtown. And we're going to see a timeout taken here by Sunrise Christian. In my opinion, will probably be talk about what's happened on the last 2 possessions. A couple of quick shots that probably weren't the best shots to be taken. Up by 11 in the 4th quarter, and the Swathers able to cut into the lead a little bit because of it.
KSI Realty, Rachel Burge and Brendan Ebel focus on relationships and going beyond the sale. Let this KSI team show you proven results up and down the I-35 corridor. Hashtag sold by KSI.
Yeah, this is a conversation that Sunrise's coach is probably having, Coach Terry Michael is probably having with his girls right here is we want to be shooting free throws and layups. I know the free throws haven't been falling, but Hesston's going to want them to be shooting with the clock stopped. So he's definitely telling them, don't take an early 3. If it's there later, once you've moved the ball, swung it a couple times, yes, we've been hitting that shot, but really we want to work the ball, not a first pass 3, because the percentage of that shot is not as good. You want to be in rhythm, try to get an inside out, that kind of shot for that look. But yeah, really just trying to find the way to close this out for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, and you mentioned it also about, with the time. The Swathers also really would like to get it inside and get to the line because scoring points with the clock stopped is extremely beneficial to trying to climb back into a ball game. So we'll see how it folds out here in the last 5 minutes.
Yoder will check back in for Humphreys. Playing defense on Edwards. Great pick by Kenneber on the outside. Yoder on Kenneber, tight defense. Kenneber will dribble left, just around the perimeter, cannot get in the inside. Great contained by the Swathers. Charnick on the outside, great crossover, and a steal by Callie Yoder. Will push it up to Brugan, wide open layup, and good.
What a great play there by the freshman, Callie Yoder. Able to get her hand in a passing lane, steals the ball, a lead pass up ahead to Brugan, and the Swathers have cut it to 5.
See if the Swathers can continue to play tough defense. They seem to be all over the Buffaloes right now.
An extremely young lineup for the Swathers. You know, you have senior Sydney Kaiser, but then you have 3 sophomores and a freshman.
Nice block there by Kendall Bergen. Swathers looking to run.
Abby Proctor will slow it up over to Yoder on the outside. Inside, she wants the jumper, just off the mark. Great rebound by Rocca in between 4 or 5 Swather defenders. Way to run for the Swathers and a foul. But I think the Swathers would rather have a foul than a layup right about now.
Yeah, considering Sunrise is 0 for everything from the line.
Yeah.
You go down there, nobody is in foul trouble. That's just the 2nd personal foul on Casey Mason. So the Swathers are looking to be pretty good shape, coming down to be fouling everybody if they have to, but definitely a very good foul there, whether she makes both shots or not.
Charnick is 0 for 3 from the line tonight. Make it 0 for 4.
She cannot believe that one missed. She thought that on the right line and everything just a little bit too strong.
And already that's a great foul.
You've stopped the clock, gave yourself time to sub in, catch a breather, and you didn't give up 2 points. You can just slow down, take a deep breath, and go from here.
In come 2 more seniors for the Swathers in that break, and another free throw just a little bit strong for Charnick. And she gets the reaching foul on Carly Bartel, just trying to get it back, get those free throws back.
Not the foul that you want to commit about 80 feet from the basket. Miss 2 free throws, just run to the other end. Not a good foul.
Humphreys with it over to Yoder, looking at Kaiser. Bergen atop the key, dribbles left, back to Humphreys. Humphreys dribbling right, looking to drive. Good screen by Carly Bartel and a good seal. Wasn't there. Brugan all the way to the basket, left hand, and 1 for the Swathers. That is a tough break for the Sunrise as Hesston is now on a 8-0 run. Thank you.
And great drive there by Brugan. Another just blow by. Thought she'd go up with the left hand, but instead she goes up with the right. Not a lot of contact there by Kenneber, but she took a big swat at the ball. And then if just the thought of the contact will probably end up drawing you the foul there. And the Swathers cut the lead that was once 11, now down to 2 after a 9-0 run.
Great half-court defense by the Swathers. Brugan just slipping, not able to get to that pass. Almost pokes it out, and it will go back to Sunrise.
Game getting a little more physical now that it's gotten pretty close. Look for the officials to try to tighten that up just a little bit, maybe get a little bit of the pushing and shoving away from happening. Swathers have done a really good job the last 2 times of getting to the rim. They hadn't done that well in the 3rd quarter or even into the 4th quarter. So that's why you've seen a sudden surge in them on a 9-0 run.
Oh, and another foul.
That is number 4, I believe, on Edwards. Again, another foul, 80 feet from the basket, and it's 1 foul. The Swathers are in the bonus.
Just another little bit of a silly foul there. She had, and also again, just a shot, pull-up jumper, 1 foot inside the arc. That, or I would say early into the shot clock, but I guess high school is just early into the possession. Not quite the shot that you want, especially when the Swathers are on a run.
Swathers need to continue to be playing really good team basketball. That's how they've got their baskets. When they go one-on-one, that's where they get themselves in trouble.
Humphreys on the outside. Just in and out for the Swathers, and a great board by Nelson.
Really good look for Anna Humphreys there as well.
Rocca on the far side to Nelson at the top of the key, looking down into the post. Over to Charnick, being guarded by Carly Bartel. Proctor at the top of the key on Ferguson. Back to Nelson. Great deflection by Anna Humphreys, just couldn't quite get the steal. Callie Yoder with the swat in the post, and just trying to get it over to Anna Humphreys before.
Yeah, definitely got away with a foul there, Callie Yoder did.
Swathers are on a 4-on-5. Proctor into the lane, dump off to Bartel. Humphries dribble left and just lost it. Oh, and Charnick not see it coming, and Callie Yoder loses the basketball.
No, she didn't lose it. She couldn't go over and back.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Charnick with it. Ferguson will slow it down at the top of the key. Dribbles left, looks to go all the way, and just runs over Callie Yoder, and she will get called for the blocking foul.
Just a really fast-tempoed set of events there for both teams. Both teams, I think, see it take a deep breath. There's just a minute 50 left in this game. Swather's down by 2. Just everyone needs to take a deep breath and slow it down and figure out what you're trying to do.
Nelson with it. Good back cut by
Kinneber into the corner to Charnick.
Charnick has it. She'll slow it down, make the Swathers play a little bit tighter defense. And looks to be, she can't find anyone, and we got a timeout by Sunrise.
Very close to a 5-second violation there.
I think that's why they called the timeout right down there on the baseline, to make sure they keep the possession with just a little bit of time to go.
We're back after the timeout. Swather's still down by 2. Sunrise Christian with possession here on the right in front of their bench. Close to an over and back on the inbounds.
Humphries playing tight defense. Edwards will cross over the top of the key. Up to Ferguson. The Buffaloes just look to be slow down here. Looked like it might have been a carry, but Humphries, tight defense, goes for the slot, but a great crossover by Edwards. Kendall Brugan goes for steal and commits the foul on Ferguson.
And Coach Matt Richardson telling Kendall Brugan, you got to go for the ball. She kind of pushed her. That's a great way to get an intentional foul. But right here, I go for a quick steal and then a quick foul. Get yourself in the bonus, but do what you have to do.
Oh, that could have been a movie. That's got to be a double dribble or something.
Oh, they look fighting for it on the baseline, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow to the Swathers.
Yeah, there was.
Just like you said, those jump balls are becoming a factor now late.
There was the ball. She kind of dribbled the ball off her knee, picked it back up, dribbled again, tripped and fell while holding the ball, and it still ended up being a jump ball. So lucky for the Swathers, they had that arrow.
Humphries with it at the top of the key, dribbling right, setting up the offense. Looks to be looking for Kendall Brugan coming through the top. Kendall Brugan with a euro and just missed a layup. And she goes up and gets fouled.
Yeah, Brugan there got away with a big-time travel
on the
in the middle of the lane. She took about 3 to 4 steps, but she missed the shot, got her own rebound, and then got fouled. So Swathers will take the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully Brugan can knock down some free throws.
That'll be Kinneber's 4th foul, also something to pay attention to. Her free throw's no good, left it short.
Foul trouble coming down the stretch. Edwards has 4 and Kinneber also has 4. But other than that, nobody has more than 2 fouls.
Great free throw by Kendall Brugan after the great bounce back free throw after the free throw was short.
Be looking for the Swathers to come out in some sort of a press here, whether it's just a man press or a trap of some sort, just forcing the Buffaloes to catch the ball going towards the basket and maybe just getting a quick foul, so then as soon as you want that foul, you can have it, because Swathers are currently 1 foul away from putting the Buffaloes in the bonus.
Yeah, I would definitely look to see, you're going to get some sort of trap press coming out of this timeout. You're trying to force them into one of the corners there on the baseline, and they can run the baseline since it was off of a made basket. So they do have full access to the baseline, but you're trying to force them to a corner, and if they escape the first press, you're trying to stop them in a corner as soon as they cross half court. That way they can't go back across the line. And those are the 2 different traps. If you can't get either one of those, you kind of got to give up after around 10 to 15 seconds of trying to leave yourself enough time to either get another 2 and foul, or to try for the 3 if they make both free throws.
But the Swathers here are really just hoping for a quick steal and a basket to kind of just flip the momentum of everything, get that lead, and then they can play defense from behind. But with no...
Swathers looks to be in a man-to-man press with Abby Proctor shadowing everybody. And Anna Humphreys gets called for a push on Ferguson.
It's a good foul there. Now they're in the bonus whenever they want to foul, and nothing crazy happened there.
Kennebur will inbound. Great fake screen by Edwards to get the ball down there on the baseline, and Rocco with the ball over to Charnick.
They wanted to foul Charnick.
Either way, Sunrise has not made a free throw all night.
Great trap and a foul by Anna Humphreys on Edwards.
Swathers missed their opportunity to foul Charnick. She's 0 for 6 from the line tonight. Instead, it will be Edwards. I don't believe has attempted a free throw this evening, but she will be shooting a 1-and-1. But most importantly, no matter what, the box out is vital here. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Edwards.
Swathers just could not quite foul the right person.
Edwards' second free throw is nothing but the bottom of the net as well. And these Swathers will be needing a three-pointer to tie this game and force another period.
Or a quick 2.
Bruggen for 3, off the mark. Almost got the rebound, but they will foul Rocco.
Swathers may have fouled the right person. I don't think Rocco shot. She shot a free throw yet tonight.
But as long as they didn't foul Edwards, then they're probably doing okay.
Still in the 1-and-1. We'll see if Sunrise can capitalize on this.
Miss of the if you get a make and a miss, then you can probably still afford a quick 2, but looks like it's going to be good. And it is for Rocca, her 6th point of the night. Make it 1 for 1 and a huge free throw. Second is no good, and Bartel throws it off the back of Humphreys, and it is stolen by Kennebur, and that will come close to doing it right there.
Very costly turnover there by the Swathers. Bartel thought that Humphreys had looked at Bartel and then turned to run, and as she turned to run, Bartel threw it, and it just hit her in the middle of the back. Swathers turned the ball over, and they need to foul quickly.
You know, and that's just a little bit of a, Humphreys got to know that Bartel is the 5, so you don't really want Bartel bringing the ball up the court. As the point guard there, you got to go demand that ball and, just turn to run the other way, and a costly turnover, and put Edwards back at the line, who hit nothing but net on her first 2 attempts of the night.
Still a 1-and-1. The Swathers still have a chance.
Rattles around and in for Edwards. Tough break there for the Swathers.
Swathers now down by 6, needing 2 3-pointers and multiple missed shots. We'll see if they can't get it.
Layup by Kendall Bruggen is good, and a timeout by the Swathers with 2.6 seconds remaining. So pretty much.
That should do the game. That should do it. You kind of got to take a 3 there, because a 2-pointer with that much time left does you absolutely no good.
Because you're still down by 2 possessions, and it means you got to score twice in 2.6 seconds, which is close to impossible.
Especially in high school basketball, where you're not allowed to advance the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, a valiant effort by Kendall Bruggen. 25 points from the sophomore for the Swathers. 27 of the 39 points of the Swathers, just over 2/3 of that. She has played absolutely amazing. Just couldn't quite get those 2 free throws to fall there in crunch time. Ended up being the nail in the coffin there towards the end for the Swathers, but we will see what happens here in the final 2.6.
If I'm the Swathers here, I'm going to try to, on a screen or something, try to hold somebody, get a foul before the clock even starts, and to try to conserve as much time as possible for a possible heave at the end. It's like a catch and a foul, and that should do it.
Yep, 1.4 seconds still left on the clock. Rocca will go to the line to shoot 2, and that will pretty much do it. unless she misses both and they make the colossal mistake and you get a half court and 1 3-pointer. But
that would be impressive.
You know, live money line on that's probably around plus 10,000, so I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not even possible.
No, the live money line has been locked, unfortunately.
Give props to Sunrise. They had not shot well from the line all game. Comes down to the end when the pressure's on, and they made all but one there
5 of 6
towards the end of the game, and that was the difference. Bergen's half-court heave is no good, and that'll do it. Final score, Sunrise Christian 45, Hesston Swathers 39.
And we'll be back with our post-game wrap-up right after the band. So a great game played on both sides, pretty tight all the way down to the end. But I'm just gonna have to give my player of the game to Kelsey Kinneber, my apologies, of Sunrise Christian. 17 points, 5 of 6 from long range, the spark that they needed, and ended up being the one that really drove home the win there for the Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. Kendall Brugen played well as well. 27 points, just kind of kept the Swathers in the game. But yeah, that one costly free throw that would have tied the game just didn't go. The rule just didn't go her way, and it ended up that Sunrise was able to pull away and eventually win the game.
So we will be right back. We've got a great matchup coming to you tonight from the shed of the Hesston men's basketball team versus the Sunrise Christian men's basketball team. It is going to be a good one. You guys are going to want to tune in for this. So we'll be back in a few minutes with coverage for that. But thank you for joining us at the shed for the first game, and hope to see you later.